Hi, I'm Nathaniel, and this is what you need to know today. So, I am going to be talking about all the exciting news that's happening with TSMP. And man, if you're holding stock in it right now, you are probably thinking yourself that you took the step to go ahead and invest in that company. Before I get into that though, if you have been following my channel now for a while, you're probably going to notice that my background looks a little different. My wife last week came in with one of these guys. We all know what that is. And she wanted to do some remodeling around the house. So if you guys or gals out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I haven't been able to do any videos the last couple days, but I wanted to go ahead and share what's been going on with TSMP or HUMBL. I also want to do a recap for some of the new investors out there as to what they're looking at, why they should be investing in TSMP, and where I see it going in the very near future. This is going to be an exciting video I'm going to be doing for you guys today. But before I get too far into this, I got to tell you, I am not a financial advisor. I am not a stockbroker. I am, however, an electrician who just so happens to be trading stocks. But what I will tell you, I have been trading stocks since I was 18 years old. I used to go and get the newspaper every Sunday, and I would comb through the newspaper, find stocks that I liked or something that was interesting to me, and I would invest in those stocks. So I hope that everything you learn in this channel or somebody else's channel will help you to have a little extra money, and you can learn a little bit and be educated about the topic or whatever stock that you're looking at investing in, or whatever else you're looking for on the internet that you want to learn about. So anyways, let's get right into it. TSMP, soon to be HUMBL. Let's go. Okay, this is hot right off the presses, guys. So you're going to want to know about this one. And look, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do it. We're going to get and cover a lot of stuff in this video, a nice recap for you. But please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like this. So again, this is right off the presses. HUMBL has an official chat, okay? An official chat, and I actually am the 52nd person to get in. So you want to be on the chat so you can get the most up-to-date information that's happening with HUMBL. I will give you the link down below on how you can get on this chat with HUMBL. Really exciting stuff, guys and gals. Okay, so if you're, like I said, if you're the first time seeing this video, you're gonna want to watch it to the very end. I promise you don't want to miss anything that I'm going to show with you right now, because we want to bring you up to speed with HUMBL, why you want to invest in this company, where this company is headed, and is it too late? Absolutely not. You are still, of course you're going to hear about people that they bought really low, including myself. I bought in at 8 cents, but I also continue to add shares as I've gone along too. So let's get right into Tesoro Enterprises. I'm going to give you a little background. This is going to be kind of off the top of my head a little bit here from the beginning, but just to tell you, this Tesoro Enterprises basically got bought out by HUMBL. And when they did this, why did they do this? So HUMBL could have just done the normal deal and did an IPO and go right onto NASDAQ. But, I think the name kind of says it all. HUMBL was designed to help the small people, right? The financial sector, the financial world, it's very difficult for people to move money around. And so same thing here. There's a lot of people that work really hard in their different jobs or occupations, and they never seem to ever have any extra money, any savings or anything like that. So Brian Foote wanted to make this available to the small investor. And I think that just says it all with the name, humble people. Humble means, and some of us in here might have a little bit more than others, but I think the vast majority, the folks that are in the OTC market are people that just don't have as much money. And so Brian Foote has brought this to the OTC market to help those in that type of situation that only has, a $500. $1,000 can be a lot of money to a lot of folks. And so I think that this is one of the things that this attracts a lot of attention, is that people like to get behind a company that has, like an outlook towards the underdog, so to speak. And so no doubt this company is going to do really well because they're trying to appeal to people around the world as well that are financially strapped. And so I think what HUMBL is doing is going to really benefit a lot of folks. And I really love their motto. HUMBL, they had a business strategy, they want to execute it, and HUMBL knows what they have. They don't want to wait 3 years or 5 years or however long it might have taken, because it does take longer to get on NASDAQ normally. So they know what they have. They already had all the technology ready to go and to launch. They already have the connections behind the scene that they've been working on. And so it only makes logical sense if they can uplist to NASDAQ using an existing company to get there, then they can do it a lot faster. So clearly, in my opinion, they know that. And so as a result, they're going to uplist to NASDAQ a lot faster. And they know that. So as investors, it's important for us to understand that too. If the company knows that they're going to be able to uplist to NASDAQ a lot faster going this direction, then that means that we should have confidence in the company and realize, where is this company going to be at in a year from now? How much has this company already accomplished since it started to make these deals and so forth? So what I wanted to do is just kind of highlight or kind of go through some of the highlights of where this company started, when they started with the whole HUMBL thing and all that. So first thing, PayPal just announced yesterday that they're pulling out of India. All right. Now, India is a big market. All right. They got like almost 1.4 billion people that live there. So they're pulling out of this market because really PayPal just couldn't get it done. They started in 2017. They entered the market there. And look, we're going into early 2021 and they're pulling the plug. So in my opinion, PayPal couldn't get it done. So HUMBL can get it done. And I believe that they will get it done. They're already showing that. So that's the most recent current events. But the partnership with Digital India happened in March of 2020. Okay, so this is way at the beginning. This is actually even before I even knew about this, what this company was about to do. Then after that, HUMBL and One Kiosk team up on Africa for home delivery. So we're seeing progress. Then after that, in June of 2020, HUMBL is named a Forbes 2020 Rising Startup to Watch. Now, you don't just get on the Forbes watch list for nothing. Just throwing it out there. Next thing, HUMBL and BRICS Bank pilot a expanded high-speed digital payments platform between United States and Latin America. Next, HUMBL partners with Cyberbeat to expand into Asia Pacific and Pan-Am vertical markets. Okay, sorry. I am dyslexic, this by the way. Again, future expansion. This company is moving forward. They have a plan, they have a vision, and I do believe that they will execute. They're already executing. December 1st, 2020, HUMBL launches mobile app and HUMBL Hubs. Merchant solutions delivering successful pilot transactions between United States and Mexico. Again, another huge demographic. There's a lot of people that live in Mexico. All right, so HUMBL announces launch of HUMBL deals. They've got travel. You can get hotel stays. So they got all these different deals they got going on. Then in December 17th, HUMBL launches HUMBL Studios for global merchants to list and web payment integration. I think this is kind of really cool myself. I mean, it's all cool. It's all cool. But I think it's really neat because with this particular thing, it allows people that are artists from around the world to sell their goods to other people in other parts of the world. So you kind of get that cultural thing going on there. And these aren't necessarily like inexpensive products that they're selling. These are like nice quality stuff that are made by artists. And I think another thing too I like about HUMBL is they under promise, but they over deliver. They don't make any promises that's outside of their realm. They already know that these things are going to be executed. So you can pretty much rest assured it's going to happen. So what else has been happening? Okay, so some of the more recent things that have happened, they launched the ETXs in 100 countries. Now, doing a little bit more research, it was actually like 160 countries that they launched the ETX. And what is the ETX? Well, it's like a trading platform for like digital currency. And I know somebody that lives in Japan. By the way, shout out to you, Jeremy. But he opened up an ETX and was able to verify this stuff is working. Because that's always, you always want to have confirmation that what you're investing is actually happening outside the United States. So that's a big deal. So these are just some of the highlights of what HUMBL is doing. They one of the other things that they're offering is they have their own swag. Okay, so you can buy merchandise from HUMBL. Now, in the fine print, the really neat thing about this is they have a way through the blockchain technology in which they can track merchandise in a way we were never able to do before. So if you have like a painting or a collectible item, they have a way to track that merchandise through the blockchain. Let's talk a little bit more about what are some of the functions of what they're doing, right? So acquisitions or mergers they had done recently that's not in their press release is that Brian Foote, who's the CEO of a company called Block 30, and this is where I mentioned, I told you at the beginning, where they were developing all this technology on the backside. Well, they were doing it in Block 30. So now they've done is they've taken that technology and they've brought it over to HUMBL. So Block 30 is closed the doors. They're all focused on HUMBL, which is currently Tesoro Enterprises, and we are waiting for the ticker symbol to change. So if you see Tesoro Enterprises, please, you're not investing in a flooring company. You are investing in what I just told you about. Where do I see this company in 5 years? I don't know, $200 a share? Okay, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's $5 or $6 a share within the next 2 or 3 months. With the amount of progress and how well this company is executing on what they said so far that they would do, they're ahead of schedule. They even said that themselves. Okay, this is in the first investor call meeting. Okay, they kind of gave us a layout of what the year is going to look like, so we knew what to anticipate. But in Q2, one of the things that they mentioned is about the fact that they're going to be providing financials. Well, one of the reasons why you'd want to provide financials is in order to get uplisted to NASDAQ, you have to be able to provide financials. You need that. You also, the price of the stock has to be, you know, in an acceptable range. So acceptable, I'm not sure what that is, but somewhere between $1 and $4. I've heard between $2 and $4, but clearly it's somewhere in there. We're already above $1. So at the very minimum, we meet that qualification. I'm sure we'll be at $2 here by the end of next week, if not sooner. So price, the amount of shares. But I think the most interesting thing, that the only thing we're not hitting on right at the moment, is the financial statements. So they mentioned that in Q2. So what does that tell me as an investor? That tells me that sometime between Q2 and Q3, we're probably going to see HUMBL uplisted to NASDAQ. Once that happens, this stock is going to take off. Then you're going to get your institutional investors, the folks that normally don't invest in OTC stocks, which is going to open up the floodgates to HUMBL. So, wow. Another thing I wanted to mention, I was talking to a friend. This is a true story. This happened just an hour ago, maybe a little longer once you guys see the video, but regardless, it was today. And so I was talking to my friend who was at my house because my air conditioning unit broke, so I needed to have the motor replaced on it. And so I was up there with him, talking to him, and I said, "Hey, do you invest in stocks by chance?" And he goes, "Yeah, actually, I do, and I've been following this one stock, Tesora Enterprises." And my jaw just about dropped the fact that he even knew about the company, which is great. I'm glad he knew about the stock, Tesora, which is HUMBL. So he knew about it at 13 cents. I was like, okay, awesome. I said, so did you buy in? He goes, no, I just been kind of watching the stock to see where it would go. And I was just like, I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? Are you for real? So he's like, yeah, I think I just saw it a few days ago. It was like 50 cents. And I was like, okay, but it's not there anymore. He's like, are you kidding me? I said, no. He goes, what do you mean? You mean it's like at $1 or something? And I said, nope, it's higher than $1. And I think he about had a heart attack. Well, I told him it was $1.60. And that was not even at the high of the day. So the high of the day today was $1.69. So you know what? That tells me he was really kicking himself, because he literally told me that he could have paid off his house if he had just bought the stock with the money it's already gone up to. So the point in this is, if you're going to invest and buy and get into HUMBL, don't sit on the sidelines and keep contemplating. Do your research and do it. If you're going to invest in the stock, you see where it's going, just invest, or don't do it. And don't watch the stock, because you're going to be kicking yourself, wishing all along the way that you wish you had gotten in the stock. Another advice I'd give you is, don't wait till the stock is at a certain price. You think it's going to go down. Any other stock could go down, right? But the reality is, just buy. Okay, if you're fortunate enough to buy it at the low, then great, that worked out for you. Remember, you're looking for a long play, not a short play. So if you happen to pay an extra 10 cents or 5 cents or a penny more than it was 5 minutes ago, no big deal. Don't sweat it. At least you're in and you're not chasing it later. Much better to get in at a cheaper price than it is to get in at a later price, right? On the flip side of that, you don't want to be a day trader on this stock. This is a long play, but relatively long, right? We're not talking like you can cash out on this thing in 20 years. You may be able to cash out on this stock in a year or two. I would not doubt that this stock could be easily $20 by second quarter of next year, which, depending on how many shares you got invested, you could easily retire with that type of investment, whatever that might be for you. But the point of this, don't try to time the market and get in and out. That works for some people that have a lot of money on the sidelines. But for most of us, folks, we don't have a lot of money. And so making, $100 here or $500 there, okay, yeah, you're making some money. But really, you're missing out on the big picture by keeping those shares. So the more shares you have with time, the more the value you're going to have in your portfolio. And at the end of the day, that's really what you want to be able to accomplish. You want to have that extra value. So hold your shares if you're going to get into buying the stock or any stock, and you always want to be invested in a stock that you think is going to do well, that you believe in. I 100% believe that this stock is a home run. I have not seen any stocks come out that are anywhere close to this stock. And this one gets me the most excited. In fact, I ran around my house this morning doing a happy dance when the stock was at $1, and then we could see how it went all the way up to $1.60. So you can imagine how I feel about it right now. So if you're gonna buy stock, just buy it. Don't sit on the sidelines wishing you had bought it, or thinking, well, let me see how it's gonna go, because then while you're thinking about how it's gonna go, the stock's gonna keep going up, and then you're gonna be like kicking yourself later wishing you just bought. So anyways, that's my 2 cents for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you haven't already done it, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I will keep you informed on any new developments that are happening. I'm Nathaniel, and this is what you needed to know today.